Today, our topic is why you should read Marcus Aurelius today. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, but he is more famous for his book Meditations, which is a collection of his personal thoughts and ideas about life, philosophy, and how to live well. Even though he lived almost 2,000 years ago, his ideas are still very useful for us today. Let me explain why you should read his work and how it can help you in your life. First, Marcus Aurelius was a Stoic philosopher. Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us how to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot control. This is a very important lesson for modern life because we often worry about things that are outside of our power. For example, we might worry about what other people think of us, or we might stress about things like the weather or traffic. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us that these things are not in our control, so it is better to focus on our own actions and attitudes. This idea can help us feel calmer and more in control of our lives. Another reason to read Marcus Aurelius is that he teaches us to be humble and to remember that we are all part of something bigger. He often wrote about how small and temporary our lives are compared to the universe. This might sound depressing at first, but it is actually a very freeing idea. When we realize that our problems are small in the grand scheme of things, it helps us not to take ourselves too seriously. It also encourages us to be kinder to others because we are all in the same situation. We are all human, and we all have struggles, so we should treat each other with compassion. Marcus Aurelius also talks a lot about the importance of self-discipline. He believed that we should always try to improve ourselves and become better people. This does not mean we should be perfect, but we should always work on our weaknesses and try to grow. For example, if you have a bad habit, like procrastination or anger, Marcus Aurelius would say that you should recognize it and work on changing it. This kind of self-improvement is not easy, but it is very rewarding. By working on ourselves, we can become stronger and more capable of handling life's challenges. Another important lesson from Marcus Aurelius is the value of gratitude. He often reminded himself to be thankful for what he had, even when things were difficult. This is a very powerful idea because it helps us to appreciate the good things in our lives, even when we are facing problems. For example, if you are having a bad day at work, you can still be grateful for your health, your family, or even the fact that you have a job. This attitude of gratitude can help us to stay positive and to keep going when things are hard. Marcus Aurelius also teaches us to be resilient. Life is full of challenges, and we will all face difficulties at some point. But instead of complaining or giving up, Marcus Aurelius believed that we should face our problems with courage and determination. He wrote that obstacles are not just things that block our way, but they are also opportunities for us to grow and become stronger. For example, if you lose your job, it might feel like the end of the world, but it could also be a chance to find something better or to learn new skills. This way of thinking can help us to stay strong and to keep moving forward, no matter what happens. One of the most important ideas in Marcus Aurelius's writing is the concept of living in the present moment. He believed that we should not waste our time worrying about the past or the future, but we should focus on what we are doing right now. This is a very useful lesson for modern life because many of us spend a lot of time thinking about things that have already happened or things that might happen in the future. But the truth is, the only moment we really have is the present. By focusing on the present, we can live more fully and enjoy our lives more. Marcus Aurelius also reminds us to be honest and to live with integrity. He believed that we should always do the right thing, even when it is difficult. This means being honest with ourselves and with others, and always trying to do what is good and fair. In a world where it is easy to cut corners or to be selfish, this idea is very important. By living with integrity, we can build trust and respect with others, and we can feel good about ourselves. Another reason to read Marcus Aurelius is that he teaches us to accept change. Life is always changing, and nothing stays the same forever. This can be scary, but it is also a natural part of life. Marcus Aurelius believed that we should accept change and not fight against it. Instead of being afraid of change, we should see it as an opportunity for growth and new experiences. For example, if you move to a new city or start a new job, it might feel uncomfortable at first, but it could also lead to new friendships and new opportunities. By accepting change, we can adapt to new situations and make the most of them. Finally, Marcus Aurelius reminds us to be kind and to help others. He believed that we are all connected and that we should treat others with respect and compassion. This is a very important message in today's world, where there is often so much conflict and division. By being kind to others, we can make the world a better place, and we can also feel happier and more fulfilled. In conclusion, Marcus Aurelius's ideas are still very relevant today because they teach us how to live a good and meaningful life. His philosophy of Stoicism helps us to focus on what we can control, to be humble, to practice self-discipline, to be grateful, to be resilient, to live in the present, to live with integrity, to accept change, and to be kind to others. These are all important lessons that can help us to navigate the challenges of modern life and to find happiness and peace. So if you are looking for some wisdom and guidance, I highly recommend reading Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. It is a book that can change your life if you take its lessons to heart.